Hello, welcome to Tuesday's tarot tutorial video. Today I want to share some more of my favorite card spreads with you. In last week's video, I spoke about some of the most commonly used layouts, as well as my personal favorites. And if you want to refer to that video, it can be found in the Tuesday tutorial playlist. As I mentioned in the previous video, a spread, otherwise known as a layout, is when there are a set number of assigned card placements in a consistent pattern. Each position of that pattern holds a specific meaning, so whatever cards end up in that placeholder will give context to the attributes of that card. The first spread, which is popularly used, is the 5-card draw, which gives a brief timeline of events to build a story upon in regards to your question. So I'm just going to lay out 5 here. These cards interact with each other, and you can read them like pages of a book from left to right. I'll go ahead and just read an example of what that might be like. Okay, so we start out with the left card over here, and we immediately know that this is in a work context. We see a person who is at work. They're concentrating very hard and they're creating something, being very diligent. Then the Emperor, which is the boss, so they're creating something for the boss, or they actually may be, the owner of their own company, either way, depending on the question. But here is the boss, here is the work. So there's some sort of inner exchange between these two cards, so working for the boss. And it looks like the outcome, of this project is favorable because you have the 3 of Cups, which is something to celebrate. And it's also group cooperation. Then we have the Fool, which is a new beginning, and the Empress. Now, if you wanted to make a story about this, I could see the husband and the wife. So here is, a man who is at work and he's done his duties for the day, and now he, has done a good job at work. He's leaving for the day to go home to his wife. So you can see how the cards sort of play on each other. This is just an example. The second spread significantly expands upon the 5-card draw for the purpose of providing more detail and is significantly more advanced. It is another one of my personal favorite layouts to use because it is so detailed. And it is structured by each line, much like the 5-card spread. So let me show you what that looks like. I'm going to need to readjust my camera to give you a larger view, so just give me a second for that. All right, so the first line is 7 cards that indicates the past leading up to the future. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hopefully we can see that. Then the next line is 6 cards, and this is the present that is currently happening and leading up to the future. Then we have the next line, which is 5 cards. And this is other people. This is other people's input or involvement in this situation. Then we have the next line, which is the best possible fortune that can come of this matter. There's 4 cards here, and then we jump to 2, which shows immediate surprises, unexpected things. And then the last line, we have the current situation that's leading up to the future. So this is showing basically what's going to be coming of this in the future. And then we have this line also being 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then lastly, we just throw down a card to see you know, what the most likely final outcome is for a summary. And of course we have the shadow card. Okay. I always read the shadow card no matter what spread it is. So in this case, we're looking at this spread that's called the Master Spread. And you can see why it uses so many. So just out of curiosity and for fun, I want to flip over the cards. And they're probably going to show up sideways in this video. It's the only way that I could really get it in this shot since there's so many cards that are used here. So the same way that we use the 5-card spread to sort of show a story, we're reading the cards like a book from left to right. We're doing the same thing here. Okay, so let's just make up a scenario. We see the King of Wands. So there was a character, and this is the past, remember? So he may have been a little bit manipulative, and this person really did not want to play very well with the rest of the group. He was a little bit selfish. He had selfish motives. And it looks like he could have maybe ripped somebody off here. And he looks like he got away with it, with the Chariot. And this was in a context which was a learning lesson, basically, about hidden motives of people. Okay, so this person came in, and when we look at the shadow card, we see that there was some sort of betrayal here. So this is kind of fitting, you know, this card here, and they all sort of interplay with each other. Okay, so now we have the present, which is, you know, personal satisfaction and abundance. This can be a person, but it can also just be material wealth. And this has to do with juggling, you know, making some sort of decision, weighing the options, and talking to this King of Cups. Maybe asking advice from the King of Cups, who really doesn't really know. So it just looks like, you know, you're looking at the best way to sort of handle this situation where you can sort of still save face. And you've asked this King of Cups, he doesn't really have an idea of, you know, how you can go about doing that. Other people's involvement. I'm seeing this as being the King of Wands again. So, you know, even though he got away with it, there's a little bit of guilt I see with these 3 cards. So he got what he wanted, but he wasn't really happy in the end. This kind of situation is weighing on him, and it's because of guilt. He does have a conscience, and it just looks like, you know, he went about doing the things to meet his needs in the wrong way. Okay. And this is about maybe the lie. This person had lied. And we see that there's some sort of thinking about, you know, this sort of communication. It was a little bit childish. Okay, so now here we see the best possible fortune that you can attain. Looks great, actually. You have wise choices. You have the world supporting you. I don't feel like this situation really, you know, damaged you in the long run. I feel like you're still kind of coming out on top. So whatever happened with them, it looks like with this guy, it looks like it was some sort of learning lesson. But you're really happy, and this situation didn't really affect you that much, but it does look like it's over with this person. I don't feel like you'll have to deal with him again. Immediate surprises, yeah. You're enjoying the company of people that you can trust, and you have some sort of security as well here. People do, you know, value you. This is just a for instance, and this isn't really necessary. I just wanted to sort of show you how this could really play out if you decided to do it on your own. Okay, so events that are leading up to the future. So there is an opportunity, you know, to make some sort of money here, and you do have options on where you can go. Looks like you're leaving somewhere, you're going somewhere, and looks like you're headed off to this bigger group. So this could be like a work situation or a group collaboration. And here we have the Knight of Swords, which is like basically a determination to be happy no matter what. Final outcome, thievery. That's kind of what I was seeing up here. And, you know, this person, whatever, it's like if you just sort of let it go and you don't do anything to sort of, you know, act on revenge, it looks like this person will get what they deserve in the end anyway. Because, you know, best possible situation is that, you know, it's over and you can just sort of enjoy your happiness, okay? So anyway, this is kind of what I wanted to show you as far as this master spread. It's one of my favorites to do. And it just sort of expands upon that 5-card spread. That's just a basic spread to do. And this one's obviously a little bit more complicated. Could be overwhelming if you're a beginner, but it's good to practice. I hope you enjoyed this video and found the information useful and entertaining. Thank you for watching and subscribing to my channel.